Albert Eisenstadt once said, "The important thing is not the camera, but the eye." The idea that the two are intertwined in the visuals of a film is what outlines what is known as apparatus theory in filmmaking. With this, I will be evaluating the application of apparatus film theory in the 1939 film The Wizard of Oz, directed by Victor Fleming, and the 2010 film Alice in Wonderland, directed by Tim Burton. To do this successfully, we need to understand the concept of apparatus film theory specifically. Apparatus theory is a term to describe how cinema is an ideological concept due to the ideas that films are a representation of reality created by mechanical nature. The mechanical components, such as camera work, as well as the editing that is done in post-production, make the experience of the viewer fully subject to the disguise of technology. This theory originates from a combination of two film studies, known as psychoanalysis and Marxism. The details of psychoanalysis and the training of Karl Marx evolved to place importance on the cinematic devices which capture and record each frame. Under this, apparatus theory seeks to represent a chain that connects the audience and the image seen through the eyes of the movie camera. The purpose of this is to create an affinity between the camera and the audience, representing how the film functions as an absolute imagination of each film's created reality. This imaginative component comes into play when looking at the two selected films, Alice in Wonderland and The Wizard of Oz. In these films, both directors utilize the perspective of the camera and post-production editing to immerse the audience into their own reality. Both films tell the story of a young woman on a journey through a world of fantasy that ends with the achievement of fulfillment in the real world. As both the protagonists are hastily entered into an imaginative world, each director made distinctive choices that visually separate reality from fantasy and give their audience an immersive experience. With this, four main components are used to capture the story in each film: character design, lighting, usage of color, and cinematography methods. The characters within Alice in Wonderland change as they progress through each world. From the moment Alice enters Wonderland, each character is able to blend into a particular environment with their appearance. This means that when characters are found in a certain world, they fit the color palette of that environment, giving them the ability to blend in wherever they are. This can be seen particularly when comparing the castles of the Red and White Queen. Characters in each of these created worlds fit a specific color palette and style. Contrasting from this, in The Wizard of Oz, the protagonists are all designed to wear bright, saturated costumes that set them apart from each other and their environment rather than blend them in. Take this scene where they reach the Emerald City.
You're looking for. Take you any place in the city we does.
All other characters wear green while they remain in their colorful costumes, making them stand out in comparison. Each film does not only utilize visual effects through costumes to create an imaginative aspect, but relies heavily on special effects added in post-production. Many of the characters in Alice in Wonderland are designed through their intricate costumes. However, certain ones have special effects on them to enhance their physical characteristics. This can be seen directly with the physical enhancements used on the character of the Red Queen, as in the film, the Red Queen's head is enlarged more than normal size. To do this, they used a 4K Dalsa camera to separately shoot the actress's head in every scene. In addition, all of the creatures and animals found throughout the film are completely edited in through green screen technology. Given the technological context of the films, the characters in The Wizard of Oz are quite different physically from those in Alice in Wonderland. In Oz, every character found within the world is designed completely through costuming and makeup, rather than special effects. Special effects within the film are brought in simply for the interactions between specific characters that add to the imaginative quality that Dorothy and the viewer are experiencing. In Alice in Wonderland, each environment is set with lighting to create a specific ambiance. The most profound example is in the difference in natural lighting in each context of the story. Take a look at this scene when Alice first enters Wonderland. The world is set with a dark ambiance through the use of shadow, as the sun is shaded through the heavy inclusion of nature. This differs greatly when traveling to the Red Queen's castle, Salazengrum, or the White Queen's castle, Marmorial. At Salazengrum, the lighting is always naturally dark and shadowed, as it is surrounded by mountains and clouds, creating a gloomy environment and representing how that area of the world is ruled. Greatly contrasting is Marmorial, which utilizes natural lighting that captures its nature brightly and vividly. The contrast in lighting found within Alice in Wonderland are quite different from that in The Wizard of Oz, as there can only be a difference found between Oz and the land of the Wicked Witch of the West. Essentially, the land of Oz is very bright, with high-key natural lighting that makes the environment very saturated and intense. The difference can be found when looking at the ambiance created near the Wicked Witch of the West, as the world becomes dark and uses low-key natural lighting. This makes it so that the mood in each environment can be easily observed by the audience. Color has a significant impact on the environments used in each film as well, as it dictates the portrayal of each world. For instance, going back to Alice's entrance into Wonderland, it is dark through the use of deep blues and greens, but includes hints of bright, saturated colors, such as pink, yellow, and orange in small details. Significant color contrast can be found between the castles of the Red and White Queen as well, as the Red Queen's castle utilizes warm colors including red, black, white, and metallics to create a dark outlook, while the White Queen's castle is bright with cool colors such as white, blue, and purple. Ken Ralston, visual effects guru of Alice in Wonderland, states, "The whole movie is based on the fact that we've got to make you believe this world of insanity. Therefore, the audience needs to believe Alice's interactions with the animated characters, the actors, the characters, plus the environment she wanders around in." Despite the color differences within Wonderland, these also differ greatly from the ordinary world, which consists of bright, pastel colors. Color differences can't be so significantly found within the land of Oz in The Wizard of Oz. This is because, from the beginning, the land of Oz uses primarily saturated and bright colors to create a fantastical setting. This is done through the distinct visual choice to film all sequences within the land of Oz in Technicolor to enhance the richness of the environment. Despite not having many stylistic color differences in the land of Oz, the most significant difference can be found between Oz and Kansas. When creating the Kansas sequences, the filming was done in a sepia tone process, using shades of brown instead of shades of gray or any colors, as there was no possibility of post-production digital image manipulation. The visual distinction of worlds by using saturated versus neutral colors is significant to the story, as the ordinary can be clearly separated from the fantastical. Something that separates the two films cinematically is the way each film immerses the audience into the story. According to film theory, apparatus theory is meant to capture and record optical imagery, creating an affinity between the audience and the lens of the camera. This establishes a relationship between the visuals and the audience through the act of perception, as the camera angles and shots used by the director allow the audience to visually experience the story and the characters on screen. For Alice in Wonderland, Tim Burton uses the angles of the camera to make the viewer feel as if they are part of the narrative once Alice enters Wonderland. Apparatus theory is a key component considering this, as the immersion of the viewer allows them to feel as they are a character within the story, rather than simply a camera. The Wizard of Oz captures this differently because, rather than make the viewer feel as if they are in the story itself, Victor Fleming leaves the audience at an observatory distance to capture all the details of the story. Rather than the use of camera angles, distinct visual choices are made within the film to capture the imagination of the audience and create an immersive experience. Ultimately, each distinct component used by directors Tim Burton and Victor Fleming brought the world and characters within each story to life, as they captured the minds of viewers to create an immersive experience. These are the ideas that make apparatus theory significant to the portrayal of each film and their connected directorial intentions. Thank you.